Let me tell you about one of the most dangerously stupid trends to come out of online looksmaxing circles, bone smashing. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like some medieval torture technique. And you're not far off. Bone smashing is exactly what it sounds like. People literally hitting their faces with objects in the desperate hope it will reshape their bone structure. Here's how this insanity supposedly works. The theory goes that when you fracture a bone, it heals back slightly thicker at the break point. So these guys think if they repeatedly traumatize their facial bones, usually targeting the jawline and cheekbones, they can gradually build up a more masculine, defined bone structure through microfractures. Now, before we go any deeper, let me be absolutely clear. This doesn't work. At all. And I'm not just saying it's inefficient. I mean this is actively dangerous, pseudoscientific nonsense that can permanently damage your face. But since some of you are still going to try it no matter how many warnings you hear, let's break down exactly why this is such a catastrophically bad idea. First, let's talk about the biological reality. When you break a bone, your body doesn't just add new bone material willy-nilly. The healing process creates what's called a callus, a thickened area of repair tissue that's often uneven and irregular. In medical settings, fractures are carefully set and immobilized to heal properly. But with bone smashing, you're just randomly hitting your face and hoping for the best. The result isn't some chiseled god-tier jawline. It's lumpy, asymmetrical bone growth that can leave you looking worse than when you started. Second, your facial bones aren't like the long bones in your arms and legs. They're thinner, more delicate, and packed with nerves and blood vessels. The force required to actually fracture your facial bones risks so much more than just cosmetic damage. We're talking nerve damage that could leave parts of your face permanently numb, TMJ disorders that make eating painful, or even more severe complications like sinus fractures or orbital bone damage. And here's the real kicker. Even if you ignore all the risks, it still doesn't actually produce the results people claim. Those before and after photos you see, they're almost always a combination of temporary swelling, strategic lighting, camera angles, and in some cases, outright Photoshop. The swelling from repeated trauma might make your face look more defined for a few hours, but that's just fluid retention, not actual bone growth. I get why this idea appeals to people. When you're insecure about your appearance and don't have the money for professional procedures, the idea that you can reshape your face through sheer willpower is intoxicating. But here's the hard truth. No amount of self-inflicted trauma will change your fundamental bone structure. You can't punch your way into a new skull. If you're genuinely serious about improving your facial aesthetics, there are actual effective approaches. Getting lean to reveal your natural bone structure, building your neck and traps to better frame your face, proper grooming and styling, or saving for actual professional procedures if that's important to you. But smashing your face with blunt objects? That's not self-improvement. That's self-destruction masquerading as progress. At the end of the day, your face is the only one you've got. Is potentially ruining it really worth chasing some impossible standard of perfection? Because I can promise you this, no amount of bone remodeling will ever make you happy if you can't learn to work with what you've got.